Hello. Can you guys hear me? Hi, Patty, Molly, Ryan, Rebel. So good to see you, Ryan. Where'd Ryan go? Oh, there he is. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday. I haven't been on in, wow, some time now. It's been a while. Sometimes real life happens. Aw, you love me? Are you being serious? Um, I'm trying to think. Because I've just seen so much going on. I'll learn one day to take notes because there's always so much going on. It's hard to keep track of. So much. One thing I wanted to talk about is I have no idea what's going on with Broken Justice and Noodle Mash. No clue. All I know is I have nothing to do with it. I'm I I'm my own person. I don't know what's going on there. But if any of you guys know, hi Mark, hi Mark, good to see you. I miss you. Mwah. Keeping a whiteboard, no shit, Patty. My goodness. Oh my God, it's just so much. I mean, it's craziness. But one thing, let me talk about a good thing, but it's good because it's different. And this is kind of a direction I'd like to go in. But I just pretty much talk about whatever the fuck I want. But there is something that my best friend, my lifelong friend that I've known for, geez, like my whole life, she just recently, a couple months ago, went through a very bad domestic violent relationship. And it was on my local news. And today she told me she wants to share her story. And I'm like, hey, what better than me allowing you my platform to speak on what happened? And she's like, oh, okay, I'll share. Because I was trying to explain to her how to use StreamYard and you need like a picture and stuff. And she's like, do you want me to put up the picture of my fucked up face, what he did to me? And I'm like, well, I mean, like my immediate thought was no, but then and I told her, I'm like, you can be very private, like nobody has to know who you are. But she wants to show what this monster did to her. So we're talking about when to schedule that. And again, this is it's okay. Thank you, Molly. Yeah, I know. So anyway, she told me she wanted to do that, and so we'll be doing that. She said Mondays are good. So we will see, and it'll be nice to talk about something different. And there's so much of domestic violence. It's just there's so much, and she literally, he almost killed her. So, and then not to mention during all this shit going on with him and her, she lost her sister and she lost her dad within 2 months. And he beat the shit out of her between those 2 months. It's a lot. It's terrible. And it's serious shit. And she's doing good now. And she was with him like a year. Yeah, she was with him about a year. And it's like, you know, I counsel her a lot. I don't know what else to call it, but we were kind of distant for about that year because she knows that I would put my foot down, not out of control, but out of love. Um, Sometimes people find you when you're vulnerable, they take advantage. We see a lot of that out here. People get vulnerable, others come and act like they're scooping them up and they're helping them, and really they're just in for their own gain, for manipulation, for whatever it is. And my friend's she's a beautiful gal, and any man would be lucky to have her. Um, so it's a very sad story, and I'm gonna allow her because I think it's part of the healing process. So I'm gonna allow her. Her and I are gonna have a conversation. I'll interview her. It'll be really difficult because we talk like all the time, and we have been for years. So it'll be weird. I don't want her like talking about personal things. I've been through that with so many friends. They go back, and yes, I know an average of eight. Yeah, yep. It's hard to help someone that doesn't. I know. I know. And then they start lying to you. And listen, I've been guilty of that. I've been in one abusive relationship that I was almost killed. And I thought I loved him. And that's how I learned about trauma bond, because he was a drunk. He was a drunk motherfucker. And he was, I think, like 16 years younger than me. But it had nothing to do with age. It had to do with he was drunk. Because, hi, Kelly, how are you? Um, so it's weird because he was a good guy. And then the minute he would drink, it wasn't even beer that he would drink and get crazy, but he would drink vodka and he would turn into like a monster. Like I would look in his eyes and see the devil. It was weird. I had never in my life experienced anything like that. Never met anyone like that in my whole life. And this was only like 6 years ago. So I was older, and I remember that you've been in that situation before. Rather stay miserable. Happen to unknown. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you get close to almost being killed, um, yeah. And it's confusing and it's difficult because you're saying to yourself, and I guess I'm speaking for myself, why do I still love this person? He's fucking hurting me. He's pulling me my hair, he's dragging me through the house, he punched me in the face, he fucking choked me. And why do I still have these loving feelings for him? And that is exactly why I learned about trauma bonding, because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why do I still want to be with this person that hurt me so badly? I still want to be with them. And I'm not saying now, I'm saying after this happened, I was, I was wise enough to go, why do I still have these feelings? And to do some deep research into what's wrong with me. I've always been a strong woman. How did I get mixed up with this person? Why do I still have these feelings after he's hurt me? I've lived my whole life never being abused by a man, and here's this guy. And I kept excusing it, and he kept excusing it with, the drinking. And I mean, to be honest, it was the drinking. It was the drinking that made him a monster. But either way, he was still hurting me. And so I was able to help my friend that I'm speaking on, that will come and let me interview her and introduce you guys to her. But, I was able to, hi, Amber, how are you doing? But I was able to help her understand why, when she was finally came clean with me, why she wanted to be with this sick fuck, ugly, gross, that looked like he was homeless. Oh my god, her guy was on the fucking news. He was on our local news. And see, I'm very private usually about most stuff. But she is very talkative, very out there. She talks to everyone. She's very different than me. However, we've known each other our whole lives, and um she looks up to me, and I help her through a lot of things. It's interesting because I went through a divorce, and then she did, and then I went through this thing and she did, and there's so many things. She's like 4 years younger than me, but it seems that everything I go through, I'm right here to guide her through because it happened to me, and I do the research. um so, but anyway, that's why I know a lot about trauma bonding, because I'm like, what the fuck happened and why? I mean, it was just insane. Like, I felt like I couldn't breathe without this person. Let me ask this, Andrea, what if he turned his hands on your little one? Would you have left sooner? Well, fuck yeah, I would have. Fuck yeah, I would have. Like, I just didn't even know. It's so weird. Like, and that's why, like, with the, I know that it looks so bad for Madeline's mother, Jen Soto, but women really can. I know it's easy for us to sit back and go, she should have protected her child. And I would have done that for sure. But I don't know. I mean, look what happened with Lori Vallow, Daybell, and look at, you can really fuck with someone's head. And it's just, it's fascinating. I always love trying to understand people, what makes them tick, why they do things, and how come they think this way or don't think that way. And anyway, I mean, it's a thing. Like, it's an addiction. It's like jonesing for a fucking drug. You need this person. Like, this person is like your drug of choice, and you just can't break that bond. So, like, to ask, yeah, I know. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed that I allowed that person. And I he's been sober actually for mm, probably about 4 years, and he recently got married, and I wish nothing but the best for him. However, he fucking rocked my world and really fucked me up, but I took some good things away from it, and not a lot of knowledge. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. You get lost in someone. I think that a lot of us give too much of ourselves, and you should never give more than you're willing to lose. I always tell my girls that. I'm like, don't you ever fully depend on a man. You make sure that you're independent, you have your own career, you have your own everything. You hold on to you, because it's very easy to get lost and lose who you are, especially when they're doing the mind fucks. And I've talked about before the emotional roller coaster of a trauma bond. Interesting, because addiction and alcoholics use definitely seek out people like that. Yeah, you can be addicted to. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and that's also, you guys, that's how I learned what gaslighting was too. Like, I literally plug in behaviors and then it pulls up a word. That's what I've done like for years. And then I start researching. But yeah, I'm losing my train of thought. Um it's just, it's interesting. It's very interesting how our brain is. And where's Little Red? Oh my God. Oh, hi, Little Red. It's funny. I just thought of, when I heard Little Red, I thought of Kim, Big Red. Anyway, and that made me think of Crafton. And then I thought of, oh my God, him and Natasha. I mean, I don't know what to think. I guess I think, I don't know. I mean, good for them. I'm always about making peace with people. Um, but, and on that note, and I got to bring this up, I was just listening to Jamie and he, oh my goodness. And listen, you guys, keep up with me because I'm all over the place with my thoughts. And especially when you haven't been on here for so long and you have so much to say. And I'm just like, whatever, all over the place. So bear with me. Anyway, so I was listening to him and he's scrolling through jurors chat, going over jurors chat from earlier today. I was in there and I posted a comment that said, she's collecting funds. I should have clarified. I said she's collecting funds to go to Nashville. I think that it's all about the money, something like that. Anyway, I was talking about TT because they were talking about TT on panel, and I was giving my opinion about what I felt TT was doing. So that motherfucker is sitting there showing my comments with nothing going, we couldn't hear the video, what was going on being talked about on the panel. And he's like, and I thought she liked Natasha. And he's trying to tell everyone I was saying that about Natasha. What the fuck? And then dumb dogs over there going, yeah, like, what the fuck? But do you see how people, they just twist it into whatever they want? Where the fuck did I say Natasha? I like Natasha. I haven't seen her around, but I don't have, we squash stuff and I stay true to what I say and I don't talk shit about her. So it was very interesting for him to try to stir a pot that doesn't exist. I was straight up talking about TT, and because that's what Juror and I think Amber were talking about. Unfortunate encounters, also. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, I know, Amber. Like he's reading my full on statement. And I mean, Natasha wasn't asking for funds to go to Nashville. TT was. Like, what dumbass. And he literally is stating it like factually. So, yeah, it's always interesting when you pop into someone's live and you see them talking about you and they're trying to tell more about you than you know about you. It's always interesting to see that. And it's like, I don't know. People are crazy. And I don't know. It's just weird. Bunch of weirdos. And listen, as far as TT goes, I hope she does stick to her guns. I hope that she does go in the direction she's claiming to go. But I kind of took a little peek in there today earlier, and it sounded like she's talking about drama to me. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you're talking about not talking about drama, but talking about drama. Okay. But anyways, I don't know. I see so much mind fuckery going on always around here. And again, I like to see people grow and do better and make peace, but the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So I'm going to use this and I'm going to be very open and honest. For an example, as you guys know, I think MKB has allowed Boots back in her circle. Hi, Tinksy. Back in her circle. And I don't want any parts of Boots. And it's interesting because I don't want any parts of Boots, mainly because what she did to MKB. Isn't that funny? It's hi, Wyoming. It's funny when you protect someone more than they want to protect themselves. But hey, what can you do, right? And me and MKB are totally fine, but I just don't want any parts of Boots and broken justice sometimes as well. I just like I'm not attached to that. MKB's my real life good friend. We talk often, but I don't want any parts of that. But anyway, back to the best predictor of future behaviors, past behavior. I'm bringing this up because somebody has to show me for a period of time, that they're not going to do the same thing. And that's when you can start going. Like, I don't just go by words. I don't allow someone back in my circle, my life, my whatever around me. They can't just go, oh, I'm sorry, boom, let's be BFFs. No, no, no. It takes time and I have to see it. And, I would expect the same someone of me. And something nobody can ever say about me out here is that I've ever put anything private out, or anyone that I maybe have been talking to. I just don't do the personal info thing. Rebel Soul, I was really sad to see the comment you made in Jurors. You had said how much the ugliness is affecting you, and that sucks. And I'm sorry. I mean, I don't let it get to me. I mean, it's funny because I feel, I think more for others. Like, I want to protect others more than I want to protect me. Like, when I see someone being picked on or bullied or anything like that, I go into like fight mode for them, not for myself. Like, I can sit back and go, I don't give a fuck, shut up. But when I see someone else, and especially like a group of people, going at one person, that really like bugs me, and I have to open my mouth. Like, yeah, I guess I have that protective mommy instinct. But um so yeah, all the shit going on with, I want to say noodle, but it's that meh noodle, and I don't like saying that first part. It's fucking weird. So what can I call her? I don't want to say meh noodle. Like, that's dumb. I'm sorry, but it just feels wrong. But yeah, she's wow. She's picking up the obsession, the ugliness out here. Get, oh. Well, I don't have a problem clicking off. Like, I'll listen to some stuff, but I don't engage a lot of the time. And, it's like, I mean, come on. I think we all have a little bit of yearning to be listening here and there. And kind of we want to know what happened with this, what happened with that, and what was the end, and how did these people make up? Or, we're just a bunch of chatty motherfuckers. Um, I know, like, I don't even want to say that. Like, what can I call her so you guys know what I'm talking about? I wouldn't even know how to explain the whole story, but I mean, listen, and I don't know Dee Dee at all. I've never really had any interaction with her, but just from my perspective, from what I've been seeing, she's on it. Anyone and everyone's panel, just tell, like, it's just, that's weird because the only thing she ever has to talk about is Granny. That's the only thing that comes out of her mouth. That's it, period, point blank. I understand. Yeah, I talk about Jamie a lot. I'll talk about anyone who I feel is being bullied or harassed. Um, I mean, on behalf of them, I'll speak. Some people I'm drawn to more than others, but it's weird. It's like it, and it is. It's an obsession. It seems to be an obsession when you're only talking about one person and more than happy to provide so much information that's already been out there forever. I mean, and this noodle, whatever, Mel. Meh. I can't say meh. I just won't. I don't know what to call her, but anyway. So first she had the obsession with morbid, and now she's got to talk about something else, right? Like I don't have to talk about. I'll just talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. She puts Granny's name in her title, and boom. Like what the fuck? She doesn't. She's saying all the. I don't know who she thinks she is, but she walked in this community and she's weird. It's weird. It's weird when you get so obsessed with one person. And listen, I'm not obsessed with Jamie. I like to call him out. I think he's a pig man and he's a liar. And I've had personal beef with him. And I've sat back and watched a lot of how he treats women. So yeah, I'll call that motherfucker out. Um, oh. But yeah, like all right. So here we go. She says she has twins that are 2 years old. My twins are fucking 31 years old. And if my twins, even at 31 years old, were around, I couldn't fucking sit on a live. Are you kidding me? Like, no joke. Let alone if they were two or three or four or all the way up to 31. If I had my twins over right now, like they feed off each other, it's loud, and not to mention my other three, but even if it was just my twins, there's no way I could even get probably a half an hour of a phone call. How's that possible? All that time that you'll never ever get back with your little children. It's weird to me for someone to invest so much that has little ones. Like my kids are grown and my baby's 13. So I only come on when, like, I don't watch bad stuff in front of her. I watch my mouth. Um, don't like bringing up kids, but don't know how she stays. Yeah. Well, and I'm not trying to talk about her kids. I'm talking about how does anyone with kids, especially twins, and I'm speaking on that part because I have twins, um, and to imagine if they were that small. Oh my God, like what my yeah. It's a they people used to tell me it's a blessing. Oh, you have twins, a blessing. No, it's a nightmare. I'm just joking. It is. It's a blessing, but it's extremely difficult. Very, very difficult. And then, like when my twins were 5, I had another one, and then 14 months later, I had another one. So I had 4 daughters that were under 7. They were all under 7. Anyway, it's hard. It's not easy, and they need a lot of attention. Um, but what you can't, like you'll never get that time back. You're gonna look back one day and go, "What the fuck?" My babies were growing up, and listen, I don't know details. All I know is she has a hard on for Granny now, and it was passed along from Lycan and Dee Dee. I was listening to them. They're like, "Oh yeah, she blah blah blah. I'll send you this. I'll do this." And oh, and then that noodle bitch, whatever, sitting there going, "Oh, I'm gonna get her, and I'm gonna do this and that," and she doesn't even know what she's doing out here. She straight up plays stuff. I heard her playing Morbids, no commentating, nothing, just straight up playing him. Like you can't do that shit. Um, and Morbid's mouth, like I don't know the guy, so it's not like I have a favorite. I'm just watching what this girl's doing. At first, I felt sorry for her, and then I kind of watched and like, am I weird? Because if anything like that happened to me, the last fucking place that I would go is out here. She started it. I saw. She's the one who started speaking about it, not him. How embarrassing. That's embarrassing. And now she can't talk. Now she's trying to like move away from him and I'll pick on Granny now. And listen, Granny's not my fave, but I see her trying to like change and then they stir the pot. They start talking shit about her first. I'm seeing it happen. She was trying to do her true crime shit and then they fucking come in and interrupt it. I know, like, how does anyone wipe their ass? How do they take a shower? How do they pee? How they do laundry? How they make dinner? How do they do anything? I understand listening, like, for many hours while you're doing whatever you're doing. But how does anyone have hours? How exhausting. It's exhausting and it's not good. Look, there's some people saying it's affecting my mental health just being on here, some. So imagine live streaming for hours and hours and hours. Once in a while, maybe I get it. I've seen so many things abruptly happen on someone's live that you never anticipate or expect. They just kind of randomly happen. So I get it once in a while having like a really long live, but to intentionally plan and just go on and on and on about the same fucking thing, on and on and on and on. So, yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting stuff because the hypocrisy is just really phenomenal. And I feel like sometimes we're watching like a reality show, but we have the interactive feature in the chat. At first, when I first came out here, I'm like, are these people like acting? you know, like, are they acting? Is this like real? I got called out for being places today in the chat talking smack about someone else doing. I feel like good old days. Who called you out? Was it Jermer? I'm sorry, hippie. Yeah, you're good. I don't ever see you really talking shit about anyone. I see you around just making friends everywhere, and that's okay. That's awesome. I think it's cool when people can, you know, but I don't see Daria doing that. And I just don't. I see Daria going to Jamie talking shit. She'll act like she's all cool with someone. I've seen it many times. She'll stir the pot and she'll go back to him and act like it. And that's what's funny is that it's like, do you not know that a bazillion people just heard and saw whatever you were just saying about them? Like, it's always good. Don't say it. Don't put it out there if you don't want people to know because it will come back. Oh, you love when people call you out. That's funny. But um yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what it is about, and like hippie doesn't, I don't know, you can't be really close with anyone and go into the channels that hate them. You can't be friends with them. You can be like a chatter, but you can't be, in my opinion, like I wouldn't go somewhere where people are bashing MKB because she's my real life friend. But I might go somewhere where someone else was being bashed that I truly like, but I wouldn't engage. If it made me uncomfortable, I would leave. I may stick up for them depending on what's happening, but I'd rather not hear, especially when you get piled on from the chat. That's never fun. But I've been I was getting proud of Granny. I thought she was growing and I thought she was doing well because she was doing true crime stuff. And then I saw Lycan and everyone. Who knows what the answer is? Do you ignore? Do you engage? What do you do? There has to be a line somewhere. You had to change your picture back, fence sitter. MKB, you out there? Does anyone know what happened with Noodle Mash and Broken Justice? I have no idea, but I want to know. I want to know what happened. So I know, generally speaking, Broken Justice doesn't. Well, first of all, I know she hasn't been on live, but I don't know what she's saying in other people's chat. Generally, I don't see her being a troublemaker, but I don't know. Does anyone know what happened? Something about a comment, I don't know, talking about each other's husbands. I couldn't really get the gist. Um, oh, well, that's good. Count your lucky stars, hippie. Where'd that go? Threw herself into something that didn't involve her. What do you know the specifics though? Like what happened? And listen, because MKB is my friend, I'll talk to her behind the scenes and tell her if I feel a certain something. I wouldn't bash her out here. But I mean, I don't have that closeness with anyone else. Made a post and put Noodle's head on a no, but what happened I know. But what happened before, like what actually started all of it? And YouTube took it down. See, you guys, I don't have any part of that. That's not my thing. I didn't do that. I don't even know what happened, but I want to know. She posted a meme, all I saw. Yeah, me too. And then I kind of saw the back and forth, but I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what Broken did to provoke any comments, and then why Broken wanted to put that post. I don't know what happened. And it sucks, when you want to like people for individuals. Unfortunately, you get grouped together. And, like, I don't know what Broken does. Like, I'm not responsible for her. She's not responsible for me or what I say or where I go. Just because I used to go, you know, like, we're not a one person. I know she is hardly on here. She's really is hardly on here. Like that's an issue with MKB and her because she doesn't want a whole lot to do on here. Okay, Noodle Mash and X were going back and forth about husbands in YouTube, and Broken made a comment which actually made no sense. Well, I mean, and yeah, sometimes she does say shit that doesn't make sense. That's why I kind of aren't around a lot. So it sucks because MKB is my friend and I am not involved with Boots because mainly what she did to MKB, but MKB's back with her. So I don't want any parts of Boots. That's just me personally. So I won't go there. And sometimes, like, I don't want to be in a chat where I don't want to be responsible for something someone else is saying that I don't know. We're just all individuals. We have to separate. I don't get beef with Boots, but I was shocked. Yeah. I mean, me too. That bothers me. It bothered me for a few days. It really bothered me, to be honest. I don't get it because, listen, I went through the whole thing with her, and I remember the live that MKB did, and she had Boots on there, and you know, like Michelle K were in the chat, and I was calling out Boots, but I remember everything she did, and I was calling her out, trying to make her take ownership of what she did and stuff. And Michelle K was in the chat, and she's because I said I was there every minute of it with MKB. I was there for her, with her through it all. And Michelle goes, "Well, I was there for Boots. But the difference is MKB didn't do anything. Boots did." So, they were all trying to shame me because I don't agree with, like, me personally, I wouldn't have. If someone did that fucking shit to me and made a whole community think all these horrible things and talk about it and sending like in our private chats, and oh my God, like, fuck that shit. For me, no thanks. I don't understand why someone would do it. Yeah, it did, but then it turned, Kelly, yes. But then it turned into, sorry, you guys, I wasn't highlighting comments. Yeah, the whole thing started from that stupid Tucker fucker, and she just got lost in the whole entire mix. Like, she's gone, and then the focus was on MKB, and everyone was, from what Boots says, everyone was manipulating her, but we're responsible for our own selves. So I don't believe it, because even she tried to apologize, and I did forgive her the first time that Boots came on and said she was sorry and blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, but then she turned right back around and started talking shit again. I was like, fuck that. That's not for me. I don't want any part of it. And I still love MKB, but I don't want to be around Boots. So if she's having a channel with her, I don't want any part of it. So if you don't see me with her, it's not because me and MKB have problems. It's because I have boundaries, and it's not about forgiving someone. Everyone's allowed to have healthy boundaries for themselves. It really bothered me because I helped MKB through it, and you know what? I just finally said, "What you get, don't tell me about it if it happens again." Sometimes you got to do tough love. On the Boots thing, I think MKB took Boots back because she always available. Yeah, I know, I know. Hi, Blues Girl. Listen, I know MKB. She if she had a choice, she'd probably talk to me all day, but I just can't do it. I don't have the energy. And yes, she likes to chat. She likes to get personable with people, and she'll talk to anyone and everyone. And she's good like that. And I don't have that to give. Um, I understand, but see, for me, it's like I would rather sit alone than settle. But yeah, she definitely wants someone that's available. Yeah, I mean, come on, when there has to be a line that you don't cross, and when somebody's putting out your personal information, like, I've talked shit about people, we all have, but I've never gone like real life or put screenshots or put horrible lies about something someone's told me, or um so it's sad when you see, when you're trying to stick up for someone when you feel like they're not sticking up for themselves. However, during this past year, probably year and a half, MKB has gotten really strong, And, she used to be very sensitive, and it would hurt her when people would say horrible things that weren't true about her. So I've seen a lot of growth. I think that I've helped her a lot in that department. I don't want to see her losing that strength she's gained, in my opinion. Um, I don't know if she's here. If you're here, MKB, come up. I know she doesn't want to talk about that either. She just, she accepted her back, and that's that. And they're doing true crime, and that's what they're doing. And everyone seems to be tired of all the bullshit going on, but oh, 5 clinicals, 1 day class. Oh, good for you, hippie. Yeah, MKB, I don't know. See, I just popped on. Listen, I'm like my brain's like a conveyor belt. If I don't grab it while it's there, meaning if I want to jump on a live, it'll just pass on by. It'll just keep going. Yeah, good for you. Yeah, I know. I know. I know it's hard. It's hard to watch certain things. When you care about someone, it's very difficult. But again, like, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. We all have our own lessons to learn, and yeah. But I hope that everyone starts going in another direction. I'm gonna try to find. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We all like a little banter back and forth. I know I do. I'm not gonna create it, especially with lies. There's enough shit out here to call out without making shit up. That's for sure. But I do like when people make peace. But I don't like seeing people make peace with the same person in a very short amount of time, because I don't know. You got to protect your energies. You got to protect yourself. And nobody's going to do that for us. Um, but yeah, I wanted to let you guys know for sure that I'm going to have my friend, her name's Amy. And I know she's probably going to slip up and say something personable, and I'm going to have to tell her to shh. But I want to, um, I'm trying to think of a way to play the news story about this motherfucker that almost killed her, because I want you guys to see him and see kind of a result, the very last thing that actually happened. And so I'm trying to get my computer to work so I can share that. I may have to do it prior to her coming on, but I want people to see and know the story while she's talking about it and seeing the news clip. You got snowed today, Mark? Mark, whose boyfriend are you now, for God's sakes? I started the Marky Mark thing. I thought you were my boyfriend, and everyone else puts a claim on you. I'm jealous. Oh my God, it was like 85 degrees here today. My daughter, one of my daughters, my grandson, and my other daughter, my younger daughter, we had on the property today, they had like an Easter egg fun thing for all the kids. We went to that. Oh, where are you at, Patty? It's fucking hot. You're old and washed up. Aww. Yeah, it's warm by you too, girl. Oh my God, I can't. I'm over here and it's hot and it's 85 today, and I'm like dying because it's so hot. And just to think it's going to get at least 30 degrees hotter here. Oh, that's nice. That's perfect. Hippie. Oh, I love when it rains. I love the rain. Oh, you're in Florida. Oh, wow. Lots of shit going on there. Oh, and also when Lori Daybell eventually goes to trial, I'm going to try really hard to go. I know it's going to be hard, but I've been following that case forever since the beginning. And where she's not far from me right now. So when that trial starts, I know that Chad's is about to start. I think they're doing jury selection the first week of April. It might take up to 2 weeks, and then the whole trial will take probably around 8. So I'm excited for that because they're actually letting live stream go on there. Oh, shut up! You always fucking go live and never tell me. Do you want to come up? You always go live and don't tell me, so I don't want to hear it. But do you want to come up? Do ya? Do you? Do ya? You don't want to come up? Why? Are you mad? Why are you mad? You always want to come up. I thought Lori had a trial already. Yeah, Lori did. No, but she's here in Arizona now, Rebel. Now she's going to be on trial for conspiracy, or wait, for the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux, and then the Charles thing. Um Red Rover. You don't want to come up, MKB? Why are you mad? Red Rover. Send MKB up onto the stage. Well, and you know what, MKB? I was talking about boots, and you don't want to talk. I know you don't want to talk about that anymore. Yeah, but that's not here though. Like, the only charges here, so they extradited Lori here from Idaho. Yes, she's got charged with 3 life sentences for the conspiracy to commit murder with the children and Tammy. However, she was extradited here to Arizona for the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux, which is her niece Melanie's ex-husband, because he was rated dark. And for Charles, for the I don't know what she had to do with that, but I think it's good. It's like they don't just go, oh, well, they're in jail for life anyway, so let's just blow it off, and they're there anyway. No, it needs to be brought to light. I'm excited to be able to actually see with Chad's case, and because we weren't privy to that with Lori. We had to get the after information after the day happened. Everyone would inform us. It's very frustrating when you want to see justice, and Judge Boyce wouldn't let anyone in that courtroom to record. So, in real time, anyway. Um, so, yeah, I've been following that case forever. But MKB, it's probably good I didn't tell you, because I was talking about you and Booth's situation, and I don't want to put you in a weird position to make you talk about that because I respect that you don't want to. But you can come up if you want. Do you know what's going on? Have you gotten any more information about the um, noodle mash and broken? What's going on there? Like what started the whole thing? Wonder what Jody and the other ones in Utah on the child abuse. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That what's her last name? I always think that her and that woman were like having an affair. Jody Hilda fuck Hilda something Hildebrand or I feel like her and that woman were probably having some sort of relationship. I mean, I could be wrong. That's just the feeling I got from listening. Oh, really, Patty? That's just my. I haven't been following it. That's just the feeling I got. I only watched it a few times, like when this all started and then she got arrested. But that's the feeling I got. But has it actually come out, Patty, where there's like proof and stuff? Yeah, but I'm wondering if they had an affair though. Like if they were like doing it, you know? If they were doing each other. Oh, how do people, why do they have kids just to be mean? Just tonight, one of the crime channels said that they slept together and kicked Kevin out. Shut the front door. I, I'm sorry, but I'm right a lot. And you know what I do because I'm right a lot? I'll tell someone just so I can say, or I'll write it down and show them. I fucking knew it. I want to hear about it though. Oh my God, all that juice is coming out. Is it coming out in court or like is it a for sure thing? That's insane. See what love does. Love and having that attachment and sleeping with people that makes you blind. You can't see it. God, and these people are willing to give up their children's lives, their children's health, their children's just everything about them. They're some of them are willing to it's sick. Like if you don't want your kid, go give them to someone. There's millions of people that want to adopt children. Like why hurt them? Just oh, and then I don't know. I don't even want to get into the Soto thing. There's so much there. I could, if I got started, I wouldn't stop. That one hits close to home for me. Maddie, that case really. She shared a birthday with me, and we celebrated it on the same day, that Sunday. And then I have a 13-year-old. So ever since that particular case with the Maddie Soto, every time I look at my beautiful daughter, because I lay with her every night, she lets me. She still loves me. We're really close. So we lay in bed at night before she goes to sleep and we chit chat. But I look at her and I can't stop thinking about that precious girl. I just can't. And that video of her that I put up at her birthday party, that's like the last time that she was alive in a video was that birthday party. And I remember that Sunday at my birthday party, my girls took me to Olive Garden. We had a whole section of it to ourselves. And so I don't know, that really just that one hits me. So sad, so sad. That poor baby girl. I swear to God, every time since that case, I keep grabbing my lizard and hugging her. Her name's Liz. I call her Lizard. But I just keep looking at her face and her innocence and just everything about her and thinking of that sweet girl. I just, it's heart wrenching. Um, were you really adopted? That's awesome if you were. But you're silly. I don't know. My daughter's yelling at Alexa. MKB, I'm going to ask one more time. So fucking gross. Oh my God, that guy. Ugh, there's so many disgusting things about just all of that. How the mom, like, why was he crying and she wasn't? Why is she so matter of fact? Like, well, I think someone took her. Like, before they found her, she's like, yeah, I think someone took her. Like, I would be so distraught. I wouldn't be able to breathe. I wouldn't be able to stand. I wouldn't. Yeah, that's odd. And then she was consoling him and he was crying. That sick fuck. You know what? Those were genuine tears from that sick motherfucker. They were genuine, but they were not for the reason of her missing. They were for the reason that he's fucking caught. He knows. He knew. He knew he would be caught. Aw, they sure did, Mark, huh? That's awesome. See, there's so many families that want children desperately, desperately. And here's these people, they would rather keep their kid around and hurt them. Just give them to a family that will love them. You don't have to keep them. Give them a chance at life, for fuck's sake. They didn't ask to be here. I don't know. There's crazy people in this world. You know, I know, me neither, Rebel. I don't know, but the thing is I'm wondering. I mean, it's one of three things. One is she's just really fucking stupid and can't see anything in front of her, or she had a part of it, or she literally just had that trauma bond thing where she is addicted to him and just he was fucking with her head. That's my opinion. See that, found that. Oh yeah. Listen, I wasn't following that much, that one, but I do know a little bit and I'm not surprised. I mean, why wasn't someone helping him? He was drunk as could be. I mean, he why wasn't someone helping? I mean, even a stranger just to call the police, have him arrested. At least he'd be safe in jail, right? He would have been alive. He clearly was really wasted. Like, what happened to concerned citizens? Like, doing the right thing, having integrity. If you see something, say something, do something. Yeah, I mean, and then I heard today that the mom, Jen's birthday was on March 1st. So then it makes you question that even more if they had birthdays. Or maybe, I mean, we could assume a lot of things. Maybe they celebrated her birthday on the actual birthday, and that was my birthday. Maybe they celebrated it at home with the mom, and then the grandma, you know how grandparents are, they want to shower, well, good ones anyway. They want to shower and spoil their grandchildren. They'll go all out. Um When he walked past the cop, he walked past a cop? Oh, wow. And he was acting fine? Wow. I wonder if it was just that night or if he was a drinker. Look what drugs and alcohol do to people. Huh. And that's why it should be praised and not frowned upon that someone's come through an addiction. Like I hear a lot of people, they literally will say they're actively doing drugs now just because they've come out and admitted that at one point in their life they were struggling. Listen, I've changed 100 times in one lifetime. So to to harp on something someone went through years ago that they came out of, kudos to them. God bless them. Let's see these people passing judgment. Let's see them get through something, because that kind of shit only makes you stronger. The more you go through, the stronger you are in the end. Yeah, Riley was found. Feel so sad his mother's having a hard time, and she's probably acting like a normal healthy mother would react, not like the Jen Soto mother, right? I wouldn't even be, listen, I'd lock myself in a room. I can't even think about it. I can't think about it. But I think that I borderline, like, I can't stop thinking about that girl when I look at my daughter's 13. She's 13. I look straight at her and I keep thinking about Madeline. Just the innocence, the innocence. And I think about what she went through and I just can't. So fucking sad. It's so sad. And then what happens when you cover true crime? Do you become numb? Like, I would love to do that. I just get so passionate to the point that I would probably argue with someone if they tried saying something that, I don't know. I would think that you would have to become somewhat numb in order to do certain things and get it done, to actually get it done. I don't like the conspiracy theorists, how they go so deep for hours and hours. I think that's disgusting. I think it's really disgusting. And it's very simple for me when I think about when I look at some of these creators and I'm like, what if that was my child they were talking about like this? I would be fucking livid and I would do whatever I could do to shut them the hell up. Think about that next time you want to chat in a conspiracy theorist when they're talking about it over and over and over. It's okay to discuss it with facts. But when you're just fucking grabbing at anything and everything just to keep a chat and just to make money and all that bullshit, that's so fucking wrong. It's wrong. And think to yourself, what if this was my child, my family member, that these people are sitting here just saying all these horrible things and making up stuff just for their own gain? I don't think it's right. And listen, even the news does it sometimes. Sometimes I want to yell at the news people, but isn't it enough that they do it? I like when people literally have, you know, boots on the ground where they actually go and like go to the trial, and they can sit there and tell you every detail of what's going on blow by blow. I think that's cool. Or if they're yeah, I know, Rebel, believe me, I know. I can't even, it makes me so angry. Not a lot of things make me very angry, but that, I always can put myself in someone else's shoes if I want to. But yeah, I would be trying to shut that shit down real fast. I couldn't even handle it. Listen, when I lost my mom, I didn't want to look at anyone in the beginning. I didn't want to talk to anyone except for my family, of course. But if just to imagine if someone was covering a case of one of my family members, oh my, someone, I'd be on a fucking road trip to shut them up. I would do something. I couldn't just sit back and have that happen. It's a very violating thought. I cannot for a minute imagine any of these people, just nicely going to YouTube just to find something to craft or something. And there's everyone fucking talking about their family member. It's disgusting, it's gross, and it's not acceptable in my book. I do too, Rebel. YouTube is full of fun and informative stuff. I enjoy history, golf. I know, but people in a bad head place. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I've been looking a lot about, I do a lot of crafting and I do my own like upcycling things. My daughters love what I do because you can give me a box and I'll make it into a mansion. I have the ability to look at something that is nothing and make it into something pretty cool. But so anyway, I've been watching some stuff like that, and it's funny because I watch these things and they're things that I already do that I guess I thought I made up. But I didn't. But yeah, there's so much. But imagine, Mark, if you had some sort of crime that resulted in a passing of a family member, and you're just innocently going on YouTube to find out something to make to get your mind off shit, and here's fucking communities talking about your family members. Could you imagine that? Like, that's empathy, is being able to put yourself literally in someone's shoes. Sympathy is when you can feel sad for someone, but being empathetic, and that's me full on. I can put myself right there. I know. And listen, I understand. I wouldn't watch either, but that, I don't know if I could control knowing they were doing that. That would make me so mad. Listen, some of these people don't want justice. They just want to talk about it. They want to talk about it, and that's fine. Talk about whatever the fuck you want. But when you're doing it for financial gain, and I don't know, like if you're literally doing it and covering like one full case all the way through from beginning to end without conspiracy shit all the way, and then maybe actually traveling with the money you're getting to go help or somehow go look for the person, or having actual actions instead of sitting behind a computer and making all these conspiracies, growing a channel, allowing anyone and everyone up. Listen, that's key. We all see it. You have an open panel, you're talking about true crime, you're going to grow. But guess what? Those people wind up taking over your channel, and you are responsible for some of the fucked up things they're saying. I don't like that. But I better go get my little girl in bed. And again, another night I'm going to lay there and just stare at her and think about that little baby girl. She wasn't a baby girl, but that guy fucking stole her innocence. He stole her childhood, and he fucking ultimately took her life. Fucking gross. I don't even know what. I tell MKB all the time. What I see fit for people like that is to take them all and throw them on an island out in the middle of nowhere, and just let them have at it. No food, no nothing. Nothing, no food, no clothes. Just go at each other, have at it. No security, no nothing. Fend for yourself and go ahead and eat each other if you need, because they're a waste of space. They shouldn't be using up facilities. Some of them, most of them, they get fucking medical insurance, which a lot of people on the outs don't get that. They don't have medical insurance, everyone, but the inmates do. People who've committed horrific crimes. That doesn't make sense. They get meals every day. They get to sleep. It's just, this world is so back ass words, man. Take them to a circus and make money off, off those nuts. Yeah, because I mean, come on. And I'm not talking about any crime. I'm talking about, really, really severe cases, especially with children. Oh, I could get into a whole nother subject. I'll wait for another time, but I would like to talk about at some point the pedo thing, and there's several different types, and some of them they can't help it. It's not going. You can't reform them. It's there. So you have to like cut their dick off, cut their whole sex organs. I think I've heard of something where they can give them a shot where they don't have like sexual urges. But there needs to be something done, because clearly whatever's been done isn't working. So that's the definition of insanity. Um, so how do you expect change when nothing's changing? Like, do something different. Take all the motherfuckers, throw them on a goddamn island, give them Alcatraz, but without any supervision, and they can't get anywhere. Put them there with no clothes and let them torture each other. Chemical castration. Yes, I've heard of that. Rebel Soul, did they actually do that? Because I know years ago I heard about that, but I don't know if it was just being tossed around, or is there really such a thing? Because if they can't help it, okay, I understand you can't help it. Then you need to do something about it. If they can't help it, then do something. Yeah, they should. And hey, then they could live a life, right? If they didn't have the urge and even like cut their parts off, I don't know, then they could have a life, right? Because they wouldn't have those feelings. And listen, I do believe that a lot of people can't help. Their brains are different, they're wired differently. And I'm not just talking about the pedo thing, I'm talking about many different things. But yeah, something has to change. It sucks because we have ideas, but who are we? Like, we can't change the world. This is just going to keep happening. People are going to keep complaining about it, and it's just going to continue. And the more you put it out there, the more you're suggesting, giving people suggestions how to do things. And it's just a vicious, disgusting cycle that something needs to change. I can't help I'm attracted to men. Yeah, it's like that. Exactly. That's exactly what I've heard stories of. If you look online, there's a lot of stories you can find where they interview pedos, and they straight up tell the truth. And some of them have been reformed, and they can, but there's different severities. I think there's 3 different types, if I'm not mistaken. There might be 4, but anyway, there's several different types, and yeah, they can't help it. It's like us being attracted to a man or a woman, but it's like we don't have to like the sexual urge part. Like I could be attracted to a man. I don't have to go jump his bones and, but I hope that everyone out here that is claiming to do better, be better, stop with the drama. I hope that everyone that says that can make a big, huge fucking cuddle puddle and really do it, because that would be nice. But yeah, I gotta go get my girl in bed. But I appreciate you guys. I do. It feels good. It's very therapeutic to talk to you guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's not right to complain about something when you can't, when nothing's being done about it. I feel that way. What would they talk about? Well, I mean, there's lots of fucking true crime. There's a lot of cases that are unsolved. There's so many things. If I didn't have such bad anxiety, I'd be on here a lot because there's so many things to talk about. Um, but yeah, I appreciate everyone. I really do, and I like being personable. And I wasn't reading too much of the chat, but I appreciate you guys listening to me. And stay true to yourselves always. All right, you guys. I will see you guys around. Oh, I wanted to ask, has anyone seen SK? Remember, I was going to do like a live prayer thing for her, but she asked me not to. And I haven't seen her around. I know she was having surgery and I haven't seen her. So I'm worried and I don't know how to find out anything. SK. If anyone hears from SK or talks to her privately, just like leave a comment to me that she's okay. I get worried about people, especially, hopefully she's doing fine. She's just, healing from her surgery and resting. But I just want to know she's okay. All right, you guys. Yeah, everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys around. And stay true to you. All right. Good night, you guys.